Gamers, gals, non-binary pals. If there's one thing that I am outside of a random hater, it's hating on VTuber tweets, apparently. So we had this one little dialogue from Tim the Tatman in regards to, you know, view botting in the modern age of promotional era. This is all well and good. It's going to be its own video, of course. But I want to talk about this sentiment. Super sad. Twitch stops counting our lurkers, but lets people viewbot. Keeping the actual real hard-working streamers suppressed so that the horrible ones can make loads of money. It's actually depressing. It's like, okay, it's nothing new. We're having this conversation again, where people are upset that their viewers are being hidden. 75 average for 6 streams for 2 months is so hard. That's kind of the point. But hey, Twitch addressed the current concern of quiet viewers just plainly not counting towards your view count. That would, you know, make it more encouraging. I've pretty much given up on partner pushing for how Twitch is with lurkers at the moment. Like, how am I supposed to hit 75 viewers if lurkers are getting seen as bots and not counting as my viewership? It's so dumb. I miss having 20 to 30 average viewers. Also, Twitch not counting my lurkers as viewers sucks. Lurkers not counting as viewers is so definition because a lurker is not by definition a viewer. We use the word worker like a Twitch lingo, but lurker literally just means viewer. A lurker is just someone who's sitting and watching, who's still a viewer. No, they're not watching, but we'll get into that later. Twitch is casually not logging in over 100 log chatters as viewers. Great job, Twitch, helping out the little guys. And they have like this weird like true viewer extension. I'm so frustrated. Been lost the momentum to stream, suddenly disconnecting. I didn't hit partner requirements for today. I'll probably average well today thanks to the raids, but an untimely disconnect, I averaged 73 viewers instead of 75. Sorry guys. And then it's just like, why are we doing this? This is just like a conversation that like I've heard a million times, and I just think is like, it's just not a very productive conversation. It's very much like people want to be upset at this, people want to be upset at this. What is there to specifically be upset about? Well, first of all is view botting, because anyone who view bots should be shot with a gun in Minecraft. And this got me so heated that it made a whole ass PowerPoint. It's called Twitch doesn't care about your view count. This is like a little inflammatorily titled, of course, but this is more along the lines of, if you think that Twitch is on some malicious plan to get you, I promise you, they are not. Anyways, welcome to Smarter with Stevie. This is our first PowerPoint. Be sure to grab your composition notebook, your number 2 pencil, and ultimately understand that neither should you care about your view count because your content should just be better. So, let's get straight into it. We've got a bunch of general points, but the big 3 is that Twitch is not trying to sabotage you. You should not care about your view count. And the third one is the algorithm is your audience, aka how to make more viewers. So, what does this all mean? What does Twitch is not sabotaging you mean? Twitch wants you to have real viewers. If you guys are unaware, Twitch uploaded this. It was a little document in order to help streamers understand what the difference is between viewer accounts versus users in chat. And it goes by like this little like frequently asked questions like what is a viewer, what is a user, blah, blah, blah. Of course, because I'm a content creator and I don't fucking read articles or Yu-Gi-Oh cards apparently, and apparently everyone else on Twitter is incapable of doing that, we have to break it down. Basically, Twitch updated its view counter to focus on people who are actively watching your content. This means they have to be viewing your live video feed. This doesn't mean, you know, they have it on the background, they have it muted, they have the tab minimized, or they like open up like 500 like Motorola flip phones to like twitch.tv/ like VTuber chitties. No, this is very much, you are watching my stream. You have the video, the live video feed pulled up. Now, if you're like, oh, well, lurkers should count for that, or like people who have like your stream minimized should count, be real with yourself. If you have an audience member who is unwilling to even open up your tab, are you really going to be able to like in good faith call them a viewer? It's perfectly fine to call them like part of your community, but would you call them a viewer? They're not even viewing your content. If you guys don't know, users in chat are not in consideration of viewers. So if you guys don't know, basically if you are someone who's not counted as a viewer, you are going to be counted in users in chat. Otherwise, things like bots, embedded links, third-party tools such as Chatterino would artificially inflate your viewership. Think of like, for example, if you go into like a website and it has like my stream embedded as like a little thing in the corner, like it's silent, it's whatever. Would you say that that is fair viewership? Let's say I own Google, and on Google, somewhere in the corner invisible is my Twitch stream playing, and like everyone who visits Google will like be contributing to my views. Would you say that that's fair? Now just replace that with like third-party tools like Chatterino. Would you say that that's fair to count for viewers? Would you count like bots, like stream bots? If I just added like 75 versions of like Nightbot into my channel, I'd have 75 users in chat and I could like throw a big stink about it. Just replace the word inactive viewers / background noise viewers or lurkers with bots. Do you really want effectively view-botted viewership? So what does Twitch consider a real viewer? They made it pretty clear. Someone who is watching your video, so someone who has your stream pulled up and is watching the live broadcasted audio. Muted streams count as long as the video video is playing and in focus, alternate tab viewers, even if the tab is not in focus, like I have my main stream on whatever, I have like my stream, my Streamlabs whatever on my second thing, and on my third monitor, I have like Pokemon pulled up, for example, I would be considered a viewer because Pokemon's live video feed is being played on my third monitor, even though it is not in focus. And for background mobile viewers, as long as audio is playing or is on in the background, such as picture-in-picture, you are considered a viewer. You just have to watch the footage. Just watch your streamers. It's not that hard, bro. Anything any other website or plugin or anything says is wrong and inaccurate. I'm not saying that you have to like what Twitch is doing. I'm not saying that this is the way how it should be. This is just, in terms of like Twitch's metrics and internal systems, the best way to gauge accurate view counts for active viewers. I'm not saying that I agree with it or that I disagree with it. I am just saying that these are the rules of the game and you have to abide by the rules of the game and not be, let's be a little bit honest here, a little entitled in regards to what I believe is, this should be my proper viewership, not that. Because otherwise, congratulations, everyone and their moms would just start view botting or just put 500 like lurkers into their chat. Oh, well, Twitch is separated in regards to like bot viewers versus like normal viewers. Yeah, and how would they do that? Oh, maybe we should do it by people actually watching the stream. Oh boy, we've gone into a big fucking circle. Now, users in chat is not a real metric and you should not really care about it the same way that you should care about like other statistics. This is more an issue in regards to like lurking culture, which is especially prevalent in VTuber communities. Lurkers, or just anyone who's whatever it's called, they're not people who are actively watching your content. Again, it takes a lot of effort to be a streamer. You have to like put on a big show, you have to like prep a lot of materials, and that's just if you want to do it like semi-poorly, like I do. If you want to do it like well, you have to like plan all these segments, you have to like get a bunch of like stuff in line, you have to like make everything look nice. You have to like have a nice little content plan and schedule and like blah 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 blah. Would you say it would be a little disingenuous for someone to call themselves a viewer of your content when all they do is just kind of like look at your chat through like a third-party tool? Wouldn't you say that? Again, they may be connected through a chat-only / third-party experience, such as Chatterino, embeds, or chat-only mode on mobile. And while bots are not considered viewers in chat, I should have definitely fixed that. But stream elements or like Nightbot or whatever, those are not viewers. Those are users in chat. And again, if you're like, no, these are people in my chat and in my community, they're live, they should matter, blah, 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 blah. If you want these things to count, have an honest discussion with yourselves in regards to this community that you deem fans. People who can't even be bothered to look at your content, should you even try and consider their viewership to be real? Like if you're going to be completely honest and be like, this person, even though they're not like watching my stream, they're just kind of chatting, whatever, are they a real viewer? Are they a real fan? Someone who I'm acquainted with, her name is like Alice Hellfox. She's like a porn star on Twitter. One of her things is she had posted a tweet that kind of like was really interesting. It was this tweet right here. Tell me that you're a huge fan of my content when you never tip or buy my content and only watch free previews. Is it the compliment you think it is? And this is like kind of bars. Like, yes, you could say that you're like a viewer of someone's content or you're like aware of someone's content, and you could be like, yeah, like I'm a fan of glitch stars or whatever. But it would be a little disingenuous to say like you're a fan of glitch stars if you're not like actively like aware of like the glitch stars girls or like the new debuts or like the new gens or anything like that. Or you're not like actively watching like some or like all the glitch stars talent. Like that's just a little disingenuous in the same way that people can call themselves viewers or streamers are trying to call their lurkers viewers when they're not actually even watching their content. Like they're just physically not using their eyeballs to, or even like their peripheral vision in order to watch your content. I think that's like a little fucked up. I think that we should expect better from our viewers if we are going to consider them viewers. You know what I mean? So again, what does Twitch consider a non-viewer? Bots, Nightbots, bad view bots, etc. Third-party tool users, think like Chatterino, embed viewers, alternate sites outside of Twitch that they're checked if you're logged in. Chat-only viewers, think of like people who are like watching a stream on like mobile chat only, or again, using stuff as Chatterino, or minimize tabs. Again, the audio can be played or muted. It doesn't matter. You have to see the video. And if there's no visual, you will not be counted as a viewer. Again, here's what Twitch says in the articles. Anything, any other site, website, plugin, etc. is wrong and inaccurate. I'm sorry. I do not make the rules. I do not agree with the rules. I do not disagree with the rules. I'm here just to tell you that these are the rules, and that if you want to grow as a Twitch streamer, you should not be using your time in order to complain on Discord or complain on Twitter about where Twitch is suppressing my viewership. It is to understand that, as depressing as it may be, those amount of people who are just users in your chat, they do not care about your content enough to even watch it. So maybe that is a reflection of your own content, and you should really have a conversation with yourselves in regards to, is the content that I make visually engaging, or is the content that I make interesting enough that I should have people to watch it? Now, I know that I'm obviously the last person who should be fucking saying this, considering I stream like once a goddamn blue moon, but I hit partner. I knew exactly what I needed to do. I did my best to have engaging segments. I did my best to stream at a regular schedule. I did my best to cross-platform promote, and it got me to like a 150, 200 viewer like CCV, and then I got partner, and then I got bored. But if I could do it, anyone could do it, genuinely. And again, live video playing is all that matters. Now, why shouldn't I care? This is more in the sense of viewing your channel as a business entity rather than like your personal product. Now, obviously, if you want to care about your channel and you're like a part-time creator, or you're like a hobbyist and you just want to get like some sort of like eking out from your hobby, or this is just something you're really passionate about, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, I'm not saying that you shouldn't care. What I am saying is that if you're going to view your channel or your content through the myopic lens of business, or that you are a creator or you are in the entertainment industry and you are a like one channel show, this is why you shouldn't care about specific viewership numbers, or at least like you should not obsess over them and complain to like Twitch on Twitter or whatever. If you're stressing over individual viewers, you do not matter. I'm sorry, your channel size does not mean anything in the grand scheme of things. Now, what do I mean by like the grand scheme of things? I am saying more like the sense of getting full-time income, getting even like part-time income, corporate sponsorships, being invited to events, stuff like that. We do not care. As someone who's like worked as a part of these agencies, as a person who's been on the talent side, being reached out to by agencies, for the most part, corporate entities do not really care about anyone who does not meet like some sort of massive internal metric. If you were like under effectively 100 or 200 CCV, you do not matter. So if you're like stressing out, like if you're like a 50 CCV viewer and you're stressing about like your users in chat being 80 and it's not like showing properly or whatever, I'm sorry, does not matter. You just do not matter in the grand scheme of things, and you should be working to build yourself up to not just be like, I'm gonna hover around 75 viewerships and that's gonna be good enough. No, you should be aiming for the moon. You should be aiming to be as successful as you possibly can be if you are gonna take this seriously. Now again, this of course only applies if you're taking this seriously, so please keep that in mind. And you're like planning on making this a full-time job, like I did when I dropped out of college and ran this shit down mid. Like, we care about the difference between like 500 and 1,000 viewers, not like metrics of like 20 viewers. If you're a creator who's trying to foster a real audience, don't you think it'd be more important to want community members who actively watch your content and pretending to? Because if people are actively watching your content, that means you're able to foster a lot more super fans. Maybe you could foster a lot more revenue or income or like community outreach and stuff like that, instead of just having a bunch of lurkers who don't really care about you. Also, just in regards to this one little post by Mixie, so a lovely streamer rated me 20 minutes ago, and I've been staring at my numbers for the whole 20 minutes and never counted a single raid. I had 50 before the raid and after the raid. So are we invalidating people's raids now? I'm fuming. It hurts the streamer and the one who, out of anyone who chose you, and the raids don't even matter now. What about those who are trying to go for partner and get raids? This makes me upset for smaller streamers. This might be kind of depressing to hear, but yes, rated viewers count as viewers as long as they are actively watching the live video. This used to be a thing. I kind of talked a lot of shit about it back in the day, but it was kind of called like raid balling, where let's say like you would have like streamers A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, and they all streamed at different times. You'd have streamer A raid into like streamer B, and the streamer B would raid into streamer C when streamer C went live, and streamer C would raid into streamer D, and then streamer D would raid into streamer E, and then F, and then G, and then like after like a full 24-hour day cycle's gone back online, streamer A would pop back online and you would raid into streamer A, and it would just create like this weird artificial like viewership. Like, trust me, it would just like everyone would get partner all at once or get like really cool metrics. Trust me, raids do work. This might be a little depressing and fucked up to hear, but it is possible that everyone just immediately left. There's actually like a really interesting statistic where it's like raids are cool, but unless people actually stay, they mean fucking nothing. Like, it is very funnily possible, like not even funny in like the depressing way. It is depressingly possible that within like the 30 to 90 seconds it takes for viewership to update, all those raiders just immediately left, or decided to minimize their tabs, or decided to just like go to lurking mode. And that's really fucked up. But again, you do have to consider the fact that when you are rated, you do have to put on as best a show as possible to keep those viewers engaged and actively watching your stream, rather than being like, oh, Twitch fucked me over, when in fact they didn't. Now, am I saying that partner status does not matter? Absolutely not. Partnership does matter. Twitch partner does have a meaningful role. Some stuff And again, it is a very real accomplishment. Like, I remember I fucking popped the fuck off when I finally got partner. I was like, yes, finally, after 6 goddamn months of waiting. Like, I had to submit like 3 applications because my first one got rejected, my second one got rejected, and there was like a 2-month waiting period between each single one because this was during COVID. And my third one got accepted. I was like, yes, popping off, because it was just like the classic, oh, well, we want to make sure that your streams are consistently like this across the board. So again, if you are streaming as like a hobby, or you're not like taking streaming like super duper seriously, you're not like planning on making it a full-time career, like obviously like you should celebrate partner. You should celebrate partner in general. It is like a real accomplishment, and you should feel proud of yourself for reaching a very specific metric. Now, it does also not really mean a whole lot. The most important thing is that it gives you higher quality and longer like VOD saving period of time. Certain programs such as Ad Incentive and like Partner Plus can make like you it can help you like generate additional revenue. Stuff like the TwitchCon partner party and occasional goodies such as care packages and invitations like local HQs for events. Like, I get invited a lot to the SF office, and that's because spoiler alerts, I'm friends with a lot of the people in the SF office. But also a lot of local Bay Area streamers are invited to the San Francisco office whenever they have like you know, like happy hours occasionally. They're sort of just like parties to just be like, hey, like, thanks for being a streamer, we'd like to invite you to like this cool little like corporate mixer. And meanwhile, like, everyone's like talking to each other, and I'm like eating chicken wings in the corner, and I'm like, oh shit, you're my Oshi. And then we'll like trade Twitters or whatever, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back to my chicken wings. You also do get access to a homepage access, and this is a little fucked up, but you will be treated better to other streamers at first. So what do I mean by that? This is kind of like a weird fucked up side tangent, but this is something by there's a thread by Damien Thread about why he's not going to TwitchCon. This is a no way attack on people who have achieved partner, and realize that this is my own experience and not everyone feels the way that I do. Last year, I saw a very ugly reality, and it made me feel worthless and like a horrible creator. I often found myself noticing how people's eyes were trained specifically to look at everyone's con badges, and if you didn't have a purple partner under your name, they looked right past at you. This isn't from viewers, this is just that happened at every level. Viewers, streamers, mutuals, vendors, developers, con staff, etc. If you guys are unaware, when you get your TwitchCon badge, it'll say like, oh, Stevie Blunder. It'll say like partner, affiliate, staff, whatever it's called. And he's saying that effectively when you're like wearing this around your neck, people's eyes are kind of trained to like kind of glance down instantly and see like partner, and it's like, that's pretty fucked up. And I will say, like, I did see a lot of people at these conventions, like anyone who had partner was like actively showing it off. Like, they had their shit on the partner side, and anyone who didn't, like, they had their shit turned around so that you could only see like TwitchCon Las Vegas. It was either people who were trying to like hide their identity, think of like VTubers, or people who weren't partner. And I'm like, damn. A few friends and I tried walking back into the building after a meetup when a staffer literally kicked us off on the non-busy sidewalk, saying that only Twitch partners could use the sidewalk and affiliates needed to just be between the fence to get back to the main entrance. Again, the sidewalk was not busy and there were not a ton of people around at all. It was humiliating to be forced from one of our friends that happened to be a partner. In the vendor hall, I noticed a stark difference of how they would talk to people based on their badges. A partner friend of mine went up to a booth to grab some popcorn and said that as soon as they saw that she was partner, they gave her a free 4K webcam. That is true. TwitchCon will in fact just give you free shit, because why not? They literally have like this little guide that they give you where it's like, oh, if you're like a dirty affiliate, like, I guess you can get some keycaps, but if you're a partner, come up to the partner lounge, you get like free popcorn, free drinks, and free whatever. We'll suck your dick. And fun fact, they have a super partner lounge where it's like they have the normal partner lounge, and then they have a really, really private one, like only like the Giga streamers, think like Pokimane or like Tyler One or whatever. They will have like a special staff escort you to it. Not even 20 minutes later, a game dev struck up conversation with her and was immediately invested and intrigued enough to look up her up on Twitch and Twitter, and with a heavy breath was like, oh yeah, yours too. There was just a few examples of what made up my example at TwitchCon. I've never felt so discarded infinite. This is a pretty valid concern in regards to like specific meetings and meetups regarding like TwitchCon specifically. Like, this may sound really weird, but the only reason I bought a badge for TwitchCon, even though I don't give a shit about TwitchCon in general, I think TwitchCon kind of fucking blows, is because I knew of this dynamic where people will like look at your badge and be like, oh, you're a partner, I can take you like somewhat seriously. And I like, this might sound like kind of fucked up, but I did pay my $250 to have the little fucking lanyard and the little plastic thing that says, oh, Steve is a Twitch partner, cool, we can take him seriously now. And like, I just barely even spent any time at the con. I just like went to fucking parties every night. But again, having the little thing be like, hey, this guy's a partner, is something that does rub off on people who kind of just want like a shallow assessment of you. So keep that in mind. But again, it is extremely surface level, and you should not take it personally, even though it fucking sucks. Like, I'm not gonna pretend like I would not want to fucking go ballistic. But again, again, it usually doesn't matter. Partner status is pretty irrelevant unless you're at a size where you are able to convert additional revenue splits into something that meaningfully matters at scale. Like again, what's the point of having like all these like monetization and like higher quality options if your average CCV is like stuck at 75 or 100? You can't live off like 75, 100 like viewers, much less 75 to 100 subs. Support sponsors and brands, we will still check your analytics and other stats, and we won't just stop at, oh, this guy's partner, get him in, because that means nothing. That means nothing in the grand scheme of things. If you're a hobby/partner creator who is struggling to maintain 75 to 100 viewers, you will not be able to even really benefit from the revenue boost. Note that you need about 250 to 400 subscribers to maintain most state/federal minimum wage. How many creators do you know who actively have this amount? And yes, I do know there's some people who are not at this amount of like subscribers, and they are still able to be full-time creators. How is this possible? Well, other streams of revenue such as cross-platform content and stuff like, I don't know, Patreon, Fansly. Very few practical benefits outside the quality of life for a stream for 90% of creators. Partner, although it is a major milestone, it should not be your end goal if you are a serious full-time creator. Like again, it's very frustrating to not meet those metrics, or it is like very cool to like be able to say like, oh, I am a Twitch partner, like I'm part of this like exclusive club. But it should never be the end goal. Your end goal is to make the highest quality content possible for your audience, or to make the most money, or to be the most famous. It is never to just be somewhere at the middle of the pack in regards to just getting Twitch partner and burning out. Like me. Now, when we say the audience is the algorithm, what specifically do we mean? If you're blaming like Twitch in regards to like discoverability, and you're blaming Twitch in regards to like, well, like I have to count my like users because otherwise like Twitch's discoverability sucks and all that jazz, and like I'm not going to be able to whatever because the algorithm's wrong and people aren't watching my thing. Here's an unfun little truth. There is no such thing as the algorithm. If you replace the word algorithm with audience, suddenly things become a lot more unfun to grapple with the reality of. Like if you say, oh, the algorithm doesn't like my content because the algorithm just doesn't understand my content, it's very whatever. Okay, so you're saying the audience doesn't understand your content because it's too high conceptual, and then the people are gonna be like, yeah, I guess. You see how it kind of becomes like a lot more self-inflicted? Every single platform has some degree of this, but to give you an idea, Twitch's chief product officer, as well as YouTube's, head of algorithm, or like head of discoverability, or whatever that platform is, they will mention this every single time, especially the YouTube guy. The YouTube guy will always say the audience is the algorithm. Twitch very much says it in like a much different tone, but the same sentiment still stands, where in regards to whatever, your discoverability is based primarily on you. And the blame should not be pushed onto like some sort of, invisible black box algorithm. It is mainly within your ability to market your own content that viewers will, come and watch your own content. And if they do, they will stay for your content. Like when we look at like Deadlock, when I log into like my Stevie Blunder Twitch account and I'll go into my recommended for like Deadlock, it's actually like not that bad. Like the first 12 streams, which is going to be like the first thing that pop up when you pull up the Twitch browse page, it's got like high viewers, like a new channel. Actually, this is fucking high viewers. It's fucking Ido. We've got a bunch of VTubers. New channel, we've got VTubers, we've got new channel, high viewership, new channel, and new channel / VTuber. Like for the most part, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of the 12 people are above partner level, and only like 6 out of the 12 are above 100 viewers. The rest are, pretty decent at promoting what Twitch thinks I'll like, which are smaller, more intimate streams or VTuber content. Me personally, I do not like super busy chats. I like streams of like 20 to 30 people so that like, my individual messages stand out. Or like, I like watching VTubers because guess what? I'm a fucking weeaboo. Now, ultimately, this kind of begs the question of like, how do people discover content to watch then? If you view like my little thing, a lot of it is kind of like followers. That's because my channel's dead, but you do want to maximize your outreach beyond just your followers. You obviously want your followers to come back and always be watching your content, obviously, but you do want a lot of outreach in regards to like promotions with like other channels, people clicking through on like the browse page because your stream has an interesting layout. Think of like other external websites such as YouTube or Twitch or Discord or etc. Twitch focuses on their discovery by association with your current interests. Like obviously, if we go back, Twitch knows that I like intimate viewerships or high stage productions or VTubers. So Twitch is going to be like, okay, we're going to associate that you're going to like these 3 things. Twitch also knows that you will click on someone if you are already watching them in some capacity. If you're watching Ido on like a different platform on like YouTube Shorts, then they're going to promote you a lot more Ido. Or if you see a connection between like SK and Ido, like a collab, and you watch that collab, then Twitch obviously is going to promote you SK and Ido. Additionally, you will stick with new faces if they make strong first impressions or are recommended them. Think of this as having good active content, such as being live and having something interesting that's always happening on screen or being talked about, or raids. Because, rates. But that does kind of tie into like the first 3 points. Super unfun fact, about 90 to 95% of Twitch's discovery is from off-platform content or from raids/collabs. If you want to grow on Twitch, unfortunately, the best way to do that is to establish yourself as a brand. You want other people to be able to associate you with either other creators that they like or a game that they like. And giving yourself the best odds at that is how you support growing a Twitch stream. Like, obviously, if you just go live, you're going to stream to the void and no one knows who the fuck you are. But if you make additional content on top of that on different platforms, other people will see that and then they will come to your stream, or they will be more primed to watch your stream if they see that you do stream. And again, the remaining like 5% are people going like X stream to watch on like the browse page and searching manually like grandpa. Like, again, ask yourself if you feel like your discovery is being suppressed or you feel like you're not standing out. Do you actively use the browse page? Only about 2 to 5 to 10% of Twitch's viewership actively is like, I use the browse page in order to find streamers. That just doesn't happen. People just don't do that. I'm sorry. We have the data. And figure out how to appeal to the audience that you want. If you can appeal to the audience that you want, you will get viewers. You will always succeed. If my audience is Deadlock, I will either appeal to the Gooners, the super duper Eternity 6 wannabe tryhards, or I will appeal to casuals. Like, think about how like good SK does it. SK appeals to like the semi-casual audience and like the Twitter crowd very, very, very well. He does like a very good job at creating like really hype plays. Someone like Ido is really good at promoting himself to the super duper try-hard like competitive community, because like Ido is like a fucking god tier player. I think of like me, who sucks. Again, how do you figure out what your audience likes? One is to figure out who your audience is and to review your analytics and cross-platform with viewers also watch tabs. You can look that up under any site's analytics, whether it be YouTube or Twitch. 2 is to emulate similar content, and if 90% of your viewers, for example, are watching punishment wheel content and absolutely love it, maybe you should do a punishment wheel stream. 3 is to make sure you're actively adjusting and to take viewer and commentator feedback into account and adjust accordingly, as well as a collaborator feedback, such as, you know, like if you're hiring a consultant or you're working with someone on like a project or blah, blah, blah. And number 4 is to not get lazy in regards to all this. It's very easy oftentimes to like find something that works and just to like run into the ground or until like it hyper stagnates. And that's how you like kill a channel's growing momentum. Do not do that. Always do your best to be innovating and finding new things to steal/emulate, because you cannot live off of like bread and water alone. It is just impossible. You cannot live off of like just making the same kind of like content or same kind of challenge or same kind of whatever over and over and over again. It will not work. I've done it. I've like fallen into this pitfall before. I know tons of people who fall into that pitfall before. It's just an inevitability that you should just do yourself the favor of avoiding or getting yourself out of that steel trap as soon as possible. And again, cater towards your ideal audience. They will always find you if you make the content that they like. And thank you for watching. This was kind of like a big little project. I stayed up for like 3 additional hours and I should have, and I pulled an all-nighter to make this godforsaken PowerPoint. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on all of this on the comment section down below. Do you think that Twitch is broken? Do you think that Twitch should allow view bots? Do you think that every single VTuber should just be given partner just for exiting the womb? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye forever.